Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Just wanted to make a little video pertaining to the slider set. Explain a few things as well as just show them so anybody who may need them for something other than the PlayStation, meaning the Xbox users, they can have them. They can take them from here and upload them to their game. So here's just a rundown of my sliders. So first we're going to start with player skill. So for player skill, um, I had to balance it out so that coverage was the main thing. Coverage has always been the main thing for me. Defensive coverage and the ability for the guys to play and be where they're supposed to be and react to the ball accordingly. So, but we're gonna start at the top in passing. I lowered quarterback accuracy down to 46, pass blocking down to 31. That is to create a pass rush on you. So, because we shouldn't have time, we shouldn't not saying we shouldn't have time, but we shouldn't be able to just sit back and just stand there with no pass rush. So I put the pass rush at 31. It creates more of a realistic rush. I actually timed it. I used a stopwatch on my phone to actually time it to about 3 or 4 seconds before the rush actually got to the quarterback. And under most circumstances, it gets there within that time frame. There, of course, are different scenarios when there's no blitzing or there's a three-man rush or something like that. Wide receiver catching, I just bumped that up to 51 from 50. I haven't really seen too much of an issue with wide receiver catching, so I didn't really worry about that too much. Run blocking, the reason why run blocking is set to 63 is more for logic. It's not so much for creating the holes or things like that. It's more for the guys. I noticed that if you put it just a little higher, they'll shoot out to make blocks in a realistic manner. They'll block the guy generally that they're supposed to. You'll still have an occasional guy miss or something like that, but it helps. At 63, it's just good enough where it's not overdoing it. I put fumbles at 38. I think that there should be more fumbles in the game. The CPU does a good job of causing fumbles here, not just in the running game. I noticed that there was a few times when I caught passes and the defender came up behind me and knocked the ball out, caused a fumble, or just varying plays like that. Okay, reaction time. This is probably one of the most important ones, in which I spoke about in an earlier video. And for reaction time, I set it to 8. I put it really low because it actually makes the reaction time faster. If you put it higher, let's say 98, it makes your reaction time slower. Now, all of these things for the most part are based on eye test, right? So my eye test, the way I'm viewing it, the way I'm seeing it, the way I'm doing things, reaction time should be set lower. Now, some other people may feel different about that, and I'm all for that. But I've tried it on both ways. I've been testing it non-stop for the past 2 days, and I like it at that level. It's just realistic enough that the guys react. What you want to look at when you're looking at reaction time, if you're looking to test it, you want to look at from the time the quarterback plants to throw a pass, and you look at your deep safety. If your deep safety is looking at the quarterback, he should be reacting to the ball, right? So if he's in the middle of the field and the quarterback throws the ball deep to the left, he should start going to the left as soon as the quarterback throws the ball. He shouldn't start going to the left once the ball is in the air. That's if he's looking directly at the quarterback. It just creates for more realistic coverage, especially when you have really good safeties. I put interceptions at 41, lowered it down some so there wouldn't be tons of interceptions all game, but I also kept it at 41 so you wouldn't not get interceptions, you know what I mean? And also it causes your men to sometimes go for the swat, not always to go for the interception. So it's like they try to figure out what's the best situation to make the play. Pass coverage I put at 54. Now pass coverage is something I'm still working on. I'm still kind of looking through some things and gathering information and hitting the practice field. But at 54, it seems to be playing pretty good. Um, some people say at a lower rating, like 34, something like that, it plays better. I can't really say that I've seen it play better or play worse. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like you can't really judge it all the way. Like I think a lot of it is if you keep it at a certain point, your men won't play psychic football. Like they're not gonna jump routes before the excuse me, I'm not gonna say jump routes, but they're not gonna run routes before the receiver makes a cut. Like if the receiver is running an out, they're not gonna make the out cut before the receiver does. You know, because that's not really realistic, because they don't know that he's gonna make the out cut. So, okay, tackling. Put tackling down to 41. The reason why tackling is at 41 is because you want to create a better dynamic of plays where there shouldn't be a game full of big hits. There are some really big hits in most NFL games, but it's not like every other play there's this big jarring hit. They should be very unique, and the computer should be able to break some tackles. And this also keeps from warping and little things like that. So I've noticed that at 41 it's been playing pretty good. The special teams things will all be the same for for CPU and for the player. So I put the 52 for power, lower the accuracy a little bit, lower the pump power a little bit. Punt accuracy I lowered down to 44, and kick power I put at 52. Kickoff power I put at 52. Okay, for CPU